So nice and warm and cold. We've got lots of different weather around Australia at the moment with you guys looking at this one. So we've got Yvonne and Gail and Sue. Gail, yeah, it's pretty warm up in the Queensland. I'm on the in Woodburn, as I said, and it is shorts and t-shirt weather now. Yeah, it's got the shorts out yesterday. Actually, we're actually hitting close to 30. It's quite warm here. Cold in Melbourne, Yvonne. Hi, Anne, Ruth, Christine. Where are you, Christine? You've got the heater on. Wow, you must be down south somewhere. Barb, Sue, Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Dizzy. How are we, sweetheart? Yeah, shorts and t-shirt. And Karen, how are you today, Karen? Nice to see you all here. Now, anyone else that hasn't said hi to you. Hi, Mum. I know Mum's on. She's still having trouble with the keyboard, ladies. I can't quite type in, but she is watching. So, I hope you all like that Mighty Star pattern that I did on Saturday for the weekend workshop. Hi, Karen. That was fun. It was an interesting one to actually do and to design. Considering I'm not a star person, I thought it turned out quite nice. And you guys actually welcomed it really lovely. Been beautiful in Scone. Cooler on Friday, and yep. Yeah, we're dropping a little bit. It looked hard. No, Margot, it doesn't. It's not that hard. Hi, Enzo. Enzo's in here as well. And hi back to your mum too, Enzo. Hope she's doing well. Amazing star. Thanks, Karen. I don't know about star. Gosh, no star features here. So, yeah, it was a really, really interesting quilt to actually design. It got my juices flowing again in the brain, got something out of it, and something else has popped in for sure. It never stops. All right, the other thing I wanted to let you know is the 4.5-inch rulers. Murphy's Law came in on Monday. So these ones are the Matilda's Own, and you will be able to line up through the middle when you're cutting your 4.5-inch squares for your Mighty Star. They're on the website now as well. All right. What do you think of this one? This one is one I dug out. Hi, Christine. This is one I dug out. I used to teach this one. That's a penny quilt behind you. It's actually, I think, was an old pattern from Trookshed, I think it was. I'm talking 20 years ago, close to, maybe 17, 18 years ago I made this one. It's still not quilted. Funny that. And when I moved, I found it, and I thought, but what I'm going to do, went to order one, couldn't find. No, I've put had a mail look, yeah, Margo, borrow my eyeballs, I used to say that to my son. In the website, I've put a Notions one up, a Notions tab, so I'm going to start adding some Notions in for you ladies as well. So a ruler is in there and the rotary mat. Love the applique. So this one I actually did all by hand. So this is a hand applique one from years ago. Penny is another friend of ours. This is her style. Oh, gotcha, Karen. Okay, no worries. So, yeah, this one was done a long time ago. Hi, Doreen. Long time ago. So, I just thought I'd show you, because I hand-stitched, and I know Joanne, Karen, me, we're all not hand-stitchers anymore, but I know a lot of us just want to, we've got a lot of time, try a different technique or try something different. I thought, I'll pull this out and show you how to do the hand applique. All right, I'll see if I can pick this one up here. All right, so see that? All right, so that just is all done by hand. I actually matched the cottons on these ones, thought I was a bit fancy back then. Now I just do it all in black. But yeah, you can do that sort of thing. This was one, as I said, it's not around anymore. It's just one that I thought I'd pull out and show you, because I don't do a lot of hand stitching anymore, but it's a lovely big quilt. I'll stand back later and show it to you. It's got all angels over it. As you guys would know, I've got an angel up there, so I love this angel one. Taught this class a long time ago. So what I'm going to do, and I'll get through, I've got a few other techniques I want to show you as well. I just thought I'd do a little bit of a higgledy-doodly. Any questions and answers, ladies? Any questions? I'll give the answer, maybe. Or anyone else wants to help with answers. If you've got any questions about anything, throw it in. If it needs to have a video done on it, I'll do a video. Otherwise, we'll just chat about it in through here. This is what these days are all about. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera down. Okay, yes, there's my shop. And turn it down here so we can see. And what I've got is, I've just got an applique of a little bug on there. I use DMC threads. I use a double cord. Now, there are lots of different ways of doing it. I just use the double cord. Okay, that's just me. I like the idea of it being quite dark in here. All right, I am a thimble user. Some people are, some aren't. This thimble is probably 20 years old. All right, so what you'll do is you'll come up from the bottom. I just tie a knot. All right, come up through the bottom next to, see if I can get this angle right. Don't forget, I'm doing this backwards and mirror reverse, ladies, so bear with me. All right, so we're going to come up in here, all right, and you're just going to, so just say this one I've come up, and the easiest way, maybe if I turn, okay, let me just see if I can do this. So I'm sort of behind the camera doing it. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, and hold it up here. So what I'm going to do is, where are we? Oh. Hi. Oh, we've got a new person, Anne. How are you? Sorry, I'm reading the here. Lovely to meet you, Anne and Dizzy. Oh, what was that? Do you use a specific needle? One that's sharp and one that's got an eye that puts a thread through it, honey. It is just a sewing needle. It's not a particular needle of any sort. It is just a normal needle. I find the shorter one for me works better. You know how you can get some a little bit longer? It has to be a sharp, of course. You know, one of the sharps, not a thicker tapestry one or anything like that. All right? So what you're going to do is you're going to come up, and if you hold the thread with your thumb, okay, then go back. Oh, see, I haven't done it for a little while. Okay, you're going to come back into the actual applique itself. See if I can do this so I can show you. And come out where the applique meets the fabric. But because you're holding this side down, it's going to make the loop for you. Oh, it doesn't fit my thumb anymore, my finger that much anymore. All right, it's going to make the loop for you. Okay, so I pull it over, put it under my thumb, right, and then come in. Now, another little trick, and I haven't got it on my thumb here, but I'll just do this one here. Pop that in. So I'm coming out between, can you see that all okay? Coming out between where the applique meets the fabric. It's going to go over the top of that thread that I'm holding and just pull it. And as you pull it, it will give you that nice stitch. All right. Another little trick, and I haven't got, let me just get my pen from out of here. It's this one. On your thumb, if you want to, this is a little trick, if you want to make them all the same width apart, all right, if you put your thumb and just mark a couple of marks on your thumb, the width you want, all right, so when you go like this, hope you can see it, I'll go down the light, see how those marks, if I line that up here, when I put the needle in, I'm going to put it right where my thumb is, where that next mark is, right, and come back out. And there. All right, threads under it. But what I've done is so, I've got the wrong hand. So let me go there. Is that in light? That is, turn it this, where's the needle? Right, yeah, okay, so you can just see it, I think. I'll come back a bit. There we go. It's a little bit better. Let me put the marks up on my thumb a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. So I've drawn a couple of marks on my thumb. So, and it's a washable, oh, that's gone. Washable one, right? So when you put it down, it's against the stitch you've made. So when you put this, your needle in, you put it to the next one, and that gives you the same distance. So when you pull that one through, when you put your thumb down again, with the marks, put the thread under your thumb, put the first mark where your stitch was, and then go in, and you've got the same spacing, right, between here. I can't see any notes. I'll come back and read them in a minute, ladies. All right, so that's a little trick. It is a double one, so I've done that. As you go around, and with the machine applique, remember it's the same sort of thing, but you can actually just go in and out and work your way around through all the, with hand stitching, because with the hand stitching, you actually, it's a lot easier to manage with going, let me see if I can get this one. Right, so as you go around the corner, you space it out. So these are a little bit closer, and out here are a little bit wider, okay? And you'll be able to put that through there. So that's how I do hand applique stitch, all right? So that's that one. Let me pop it back up and read some notes. I think that light's on bright. There we go. That's better. All right. Let me go back to these notes. Specific needle done that one, whichever the machine takes. Yeah, Karen, machine, that one was hand. Never thing to do that. Oh, Barb, yeah, stick a mark on your finger. Don't use texture and then put it next to a white thing, by the way. Let it dry. Okay, this is a washable pen I used. Margaret, yeah, hello, Anne. Sure, hot here fans. Yeah, I've got the fan going in here as well in the shop. All right, so that's how I do a little bit of hand applique. The other one is another hand one, and then I'll get into a sewing one on the machine. The next one I'm going to show you is how I used to, don't anymore, put the binding on. So when you put the binding on and then hand stitch it, I get asked a lot about how to get to the corners and how do I do that. So let's see if I might be able to do this one. Yeah, let's give this a go. Okay, so I've done it with black thread as well so we can see it. What I do, you've got a knot in the end. Again, I'm just using sewing thread on this one. Again, just a normal needle. All right, where the your seam is, all right, I come in close to the edge because it's going to hide under the binding, and just past your stitching to start it off. I'm going to flop it over, and you've got your fold. So then I come across in the fold. Oh, it's not showing real good, but hang on, I've just got to get it started. All right, in the fold, and only a quarter of an inch, a bit over a quarter of an inch I come across. I don't make them too big. All right, and that will then just keep picking up a little bit of the backing. Okay, go through the fold, come out, and go along. This is such a weird angle to do this, but it's working. All right, so you're going to go across. Should have gone closer to the corner for you guys. What I'll do is I'll just skip this because I can cut it out. All right, pull that one through. So when you get to a corner, now when you are hand stitching them, don't try and make the corner beforehand. I don't use clips or pins or anything. I'm forever pinning myself if I was doing that. Well, pricking myself with pins. All right, so I just wait till I get to the corner, because once you've sewn down here, now I'm going to really cheat here and just go like this so I can get to the corner. All right, so I'm in the corner, and literally this will make itself. So you just fold it as it would naturally go and bring it down, and you've got your nice mitre. All right, and then all I used to do is just grab a bit of the backing, come through the two corners and straight back up. And I did that twice. I don't sew up it at all, up to the corner. And then I'll just turn around and I'll continue along here. And you'll end up with a nice mitered corner in the stitching. All right, that's there because I skipped it. All right, so that's how I do the hand stitching on a binding when you're stitching it on the back. Okay, so you're all so intent listening. There's no talking and no questions coming through. All right, the next one, and you know what, I am not rushing, but I have lots of treasure hunt to show you, but I'm going to do this one as well. So on this one, let's get the machine going. Talking about binding again, with your 2.5 inch strips, that's what I use for binding. Yeah, it's hand stitching binding's lovely, but once you get a machine that does it for you, it doesn't take that long. All right, 2.5 inch strips. Now I don't cut on a bias, never have, don't see it. I just do it selvage to selvage. All right, it works for me. What you're going to do when you're joining the binding together, I join them with the angle. Okay, so when I join it with the angle, let me get this down on the machine. And I'll turn the light off on the machine. There we go. So, oh, there we go. So what I do is I'll have the right side facing up on the first one. Now, the selvage is still on there, so I don't want to include that in it. I'll get the other strip. No, I lost it. All right, and it's got the selvage, so I'll just overlap it past the selvage. So the selvages are out here. I'll take it over and sew from that corner. Oh, hang on. I'm going to sew where they meet in the corners. So straight across here at the angle. You've got them at a right angle. Put them in and sew it. My machine's set up to do back stitch them at the front. So I've sewn across there. So while I'm doing this, I then get my scissors and I will eyeball a 1/4 inch seam. Okay. And there I have the join all done. So then I'll just move that along, right side up, put the next one on and do them all like that. You can chain piece them if you don't want to, because my machine cuts them. If when the other one I used to that didn't, I used to just put them all through and then go back and cut the thread and cut the angle off at the same time. All right. Then with your binding, you can put them through binding tools. Anne from Crystals and More has some great binding tools. I left it out in the kitchen, so I'm not going to run for that, ladies. But what happens is you actually put that through the tool, and when I get some, she's sending me some up. When I get them, I will actually show you how we use that to get the binding so it looks nice and neat on your quilt. The other way to do the binding that I did prior to that is you will just fold it over, okay, and you will sew the raw edge onto one I prepared earlier. All right, so this is the quilt. You will sew it down with both of them. You can iron it if you want it. I never did. All right, put it on. You'll sew down there. Oh, put it on. Sew. Actually, I should just use this one, shouldn't I? Okay, so I've sewn it on with the edges, and then you just pull it over, and you'll hand sew it on the back. Okay, so that's just some little tips on different things. Move that back a little bit. Just some tips on different ones. Hand stitching. Do you iron your binding? I don't. Some people do. When you get to the corners, watch my video on binding without tools, and you'll see how easy it is to sew them on for then when you can do your hand stitching. All right, and then you also have, I have a binding tool on my machine, and as I said, some domestic machines are now coming out with binding feet, so have a look into it for your brand as to whether they've got them or not. Okay, so we have about, hi Jenny, how are you? We have, yeah, a bit under 15 minutes before everything goes live on the website. For anyone new, if there's anyone new in here, let me know. Just a question. I'm making 5-inch squares, patchwork squares, and want to make a square in a square what? Christine, okay. Making 5-inch squares, patchwork squares, and want to make a square in square. So am I thinking, are you, this is getting my brain testing, but I've got some 5-inch squares here, so let me just, I'll just pull these out. These are in the treasure hunt. So you're saying you've got some 5-inch squares like this and you're joining them together as 5, or are you wanting to put them a square inside the square? Answer that one and I can help you out. So making 5-inch squares. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm really bad at names. So O's, is it O's? I hope. O's, lovely to meet you. Somebody new in, it's lovely to have anyone new. Let me know if you go onto the website, subscribe. What size do I make the outside square to cut the triangles for the sides? Okay, I'm with you now. So you're putting, you know what I would do is for your triangles, just get another square, okay? That one I'd probably have to go and work out for you. I'm going to open this. So you're saying, I hope, as I was saying, let me go back to that too. Go onto the website, Bindies HQ, register with your email, and I'll send you a $10 voucher for being new and coming and saying hello. So ladies, let's all welcome O. I hope I'm saying it right, O's. And we'll welcome you to the group. So if you want to put, let's see if I can do this, and then you know I've got to use my chest. Okay, so you want to put triangles on like this, all right, and then you can change it to an angle. What I would do is just, can I do this? I'm trying to do this so I can show you. Yeah, I would just cut the 5-inch square. Okay, just get another 5-inch square and cut it in half. All right, let's just see if this works. And then I would just put it in the middle. Okay, let me work on that one. I'll see what I can come up with that too, Christine. So as far as that, because then when you sew that on and open it up, it will give you enough to go across all the corners as well. Okay, and then you just square it up. Okay, you could do that. All right, I will look into that a little bit further and probably send you a message in the next few days or so but let me do that. I wish we could send objects through the internet. It would have made online learning 100 times easier and better. Definitely. But happy to have any photos if you want to. Send them through Messenger. Thank you very much. So yeah, welcome to her. So welcome to O's. So yeah, it's one of those things where sometimes it's just a case of putting the same oversized rather than trying to match it completely, because when you open it up, you need to. I don't know whether you want the square inside it or whether you want the square right to the edges. All right. So there's lots of different ways of doing that. All right. So hope that answered it a little bit. But I always go oversized because we can always cut back. Okay, and when you cut them, make sure you cut them so you've got your 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so if I was to see if I can do this again, sort of. If I was to have that with that, right, and then you'd have another one, and I'm going to use the same colour because it's on top here, and we'll put it back together, right here. Make sure if you want this in to have a point right here, if you want the point right there, when you trim it from the other side, just use my 4-inch square rule, make sure you put it so, I'll pick it up off here, so you've got it over the point by 1/4 inch, because you're going to sew back to that 1/4. So don't cut it right on there. Yeah, square and a square to try. Yeah, definitely. You can always do that one. Yeah, but you make sure it's over the 1/4 inch. The square and a square. Yeah, go to squared up. Okay. Thanks, Van. I hadn't forgotten about it. I just thought we were going for a little bit of a different angle there. But yeah, squared up. If you go and have a look at that, that shows you how to do it with 10-inch squares and 5-inch squares. Okay. But if you've got a lot of 5-inch squares, you've got a lot of scraps hanging around at home, I get it. Let's use them up. But I'd go oversized. If anything, rather than trying to cut it perfectly to start with, because you can always trim it back. Okay, so let's get into now. For anyone new, O's, you're new, and anyone else that hasn't been here for Treasure Hunt, because we had a couple of newbies on Saturday as well. Treasure Hunt Wednesday is where we go through the website and we look for different things that are hidden in the wrong place. Okay, I've also discounted them by a good discount. Once they go into your cart, they are not yours until they're paid for. So if you get a couple in there and you get to go out and you haven't got a few of them in there now, somebody else has got them and paid for them first. Okay, that's the way the website works. I can't change it any other way. But what I do is if you go in and buy what you want, pay postage, go back in and find something else, and you pay another postage, I give you that postage back in a voucher. Okay, so I will give it back so you're not paying double postage. Okay. Oh, good, Christine. Okay, yeah. So 5-inch squares, you need a 10-inch one. Oh, we got there. Thanks, Anne. 5-inch, you need a 10-inch. Okay, that's what it works with squared up. All right, so what is in Treasure Hunt Wednesday? Let's get going. I've got 7 minutes now before they all go live on the website. We have an origami 5-inch square pack. We have got, I've got the box here, so let me just go in. We've got a black and whites one. 5-inch squares. I've put some leaves in for 5-inch squares. They are not under the same name. They are not, have no description in there. They will have a photo of them in the bag, but it'll have the price and you'll know what it is. Okay, I've put a double twirl with the pink fur balls and little apricot dots and yellow. We've got a squared stepping stones, black and white with teal. Okay, yeah, we'll go these. Shishikos, I've put 3 navies, a tan, and a teal are all hidden around. They're down to 20 for your Aussie animal shishikos. All right, I've put a squared up, talking about that, Anne and Christine, squared up with fun flowers with the 5-inch squares in a wine colour, maroon colour. I've got a jagged stacks with elephants with the red and the teal. Just remember, ladies, if you don't want to do the pattern with them, these are still discounted. My kits are the same price if you were to buy the things separately. You just get a free pattern. So they're going to be cheaper. If you want to use them on some other project, it's okay. Message me if you don't need that pattern, or if you need a different pattern, I'll send it with it. You also did a scrappy 4-patch with 2 triangles cut in half and sewn on each side. Scrappy 4-patch. Oh, that would have been with the tote bags. Right, watch the tote bag one. Yes. That would have been just a square in there, and then I've just added scrappy bits of fabric all around, and that's how it worked out. Pretty sure that's the one we're talking about, Jenny. Yeah, we was on the tote bags, wasn't it? Because scrappy 4 patches were on the tote bags. Yeah. Okay, we have a tripper, black and white with red. That's got 30 strips of red in there. We've got a Mighty Stars. Only came out on Wednesday. I've put one of those, black and white with teal, Mighty Stars, in the treasure hunt. We've also got Firecracker. Okay, and this one's got the leaves with the lovely autumny sort of colours in there. That's got the blue, a deep blue, the tans and that in there. No, scrappy sewing. Oh, did I? Scrappy sewing. Oh, the little 2.5 inch squares. Yes. Gee, I've done so many. Sorry, Jenny. Sorry, ladies. I've done so many and so much is in my head. The little 2.5 inch squares. Yes, I did. I like how everyone said hi to me when I joined the stream. Just shows how nice and polite you guys are. Oh, thanks for being. Oh, that's lovely. I hope I'm saying your name right, please. Yes, that was the one, Jenny. It was the little 2.5 inch squares where I put them on. Definitely. And I think I just used 5 inch squares on that as well. I have to go back and rewatch it. All right, we've got some 1.5 inch strips. We've got number plate frames. We have got the Morning Storm one. Okay, and I found some really old Paisleys in 1.5. It's amazing when I go through boxes I haven't undone since I've moved here in December. All right, I've got a rectangle 4 patch, black and white and green. We all know what that looks like. Escalator 2x2 with white. All right, you want more? There's more. Okay, this one is a high 5 origami with brown. Okay, for the high 5. If you're not sure of any of the patterns, just have a look at the patterns on the website and you'll see them. We've got the leaves with dark navy for a triple rail. I've got a bullseye with leaves and the grey. And we've got grey and origami in the 5 inch pavers. Okay, so all of those are hidden throughout the website, and they will be, they are discounted. Now what I'm doing, I'm just moving these because I want to stand back and show you this quilt. All right, let me just move them into there so I know what I've got. And what I'll do is just push back here. Let's just pull this out, and I'll stand back and show you this quilt that I've got done up here. So it's all little angels, okay? Up here, stardust and moonbeams. There's love is spread on angel wings, angel song, plant love, earth angel, and it goes all the way down. And lo and behold, still attached to it is the label. So I even made a label for it. Nothing's written on it, of course, because otherwise I'd know what year it was. Yeah, so that was the that's the big angel quilt. All right. I'm going to sit on it in a minute if I don't move it. Go back and have a look. Yeah, Christine, it was 2.5 inch squares, and I'll put the triangle beside it, definitely. I'm glad you ladies remember what I've got on there. Problem is I do these. I do them, and then something new comes and pops in, and then I'm on to that. Used to at the shows and everything be able to tell you exactly what's in a pattern exactly now. Now there's so many patterns that I've designed, and some of the older ones I have to go back to. No worries, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to register on the website. Okay, the triple S's we have. Jane did it in her scrappy quilt. Yes, Karen, she did. Triple S's we have. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share all the Facebook and Instagram posts, and stalk me on Facebook and Instagram. Over the next few weeks, there is a lot of new exciting things happening. I have been busy ordering some new fabric. So there will be some, but it's got to get here and I've got to cut it. Yeah, hope she joins on Saturday. Definitely, Dizzy. Hope you do join. It's only twice a week. People still say to me I only work for half an hour twice a week. Not quite. Shop's been open. Bypass has gone through. I don't think you've heard any trucks tonight. They've gone. It's very hard to sleep now because there's no noise. It's very quiet. But yeah, it's lovely here in Woodburn and everything. So I'm going to let you guys go because it is almost 8:30. It is almost where you are going to go and hunt for the treasures. Don't forget, put them in your cart, pay for the postage if you definitely want them. Somebody can nick them before you pay for them. It's the way it works. If you pay double postage, I will give it back. Thank you so much. Even during time for a catch-up soon, yeah. The borders, Queensland borders have opened to my postcode. So if anybody's in Queensland, they can actually come down here now. and I can get up there and go see Mum and my son. So there. Night, everyone. Thank you so much again for being watching and tuning in. So night to Karen. We've got a couple of Karens on there. We've got Yvonne, Barb. Lovely to see you all. I can't say stay warm anymore because it's getting quite warm. But down in Melbourne, it's still very, very cold. So good night to everyone. Thank you, Anne, for your input. Thank you, Sue, Joanne. Night, everyone. Happy hunting, happy treasure hunting, and all stay safe and happy sewing, guys. See you all Saturday for weekend workshop. Thanks, Dizzy. Night, Dar. Your binding, hand stitching, beautiful. Don't forget to send in all your sharing time, ladies. I'm running out. Thanks, Christine. Have a great night. We've got a couple of Christines in here now. So have a great night. Thanks, Ruth. Night, everyone. Stay safe. Bye. Bye, Dizzy.